Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to the Nerdrotic Nooner. My name is Gary Viekler, and I come to you from Nerdrotic.com, and I am live in San Diego, California. I don't know how the connection looks. I don't know how this sounds. So we're just going to have to roll with it because the internet here is a bit wonky. I wonder if Game of Thrones tourism has died off yet, says Sean Ping. That's a good question. It will. Just by the show being done, but I think it will also affect the tourism by the show ending horribly. I think that will affect it adversely as well. And I think that's something we should definitely keep an eye on. So loud and leer. Just kidding. I am leering. I don't know if any notifications went on this one. I didn't put any clever title in. This is just, I'm going to do this every day. We're going to be live streaming a lot. So just to let everybody know that when these live streams are done, I will put them on nerdrotic.com and Nerdrotic Live, but they will not stay here to please the algorithmic gods. But Jeremy is on his way here, and he and I, we're going to be hanging probably for most of Comic-Con, if not all. I'm going to show Jeremy around San Diego, my hometown, a bit. A very interesting thing happened. Probably the biggest boomer of all time on my part. And it's actually kind of concerning because I had booked a hotel room and completely forgot. Like, it was so long ago when I booked a hotel room, I totally forgot. And I was going to stay at my father-in-law's tonight because Jeremy's not here yet. And Jeremy, hooked us up with a place. So I'm going to stay with Jeremy, and we can keep this place as a base of operations or something, but totally forgot. And my phone popped up and said, "You have a reservation." I'm like, "I do? Really? I don't remember doing it at all." I still to this day don't remember I must have done it in the middle of the night when I was half awake or something, or Alzheimer's is kicking in, which, hey, the good thing is, not to make fun of Alzheimer's or anything. My dear grandfather died of it. But, if I watch Star Wars again, it'll be a brand new experience in a couple years, maybe. But we'll see. We'll see. So there's good things happening down here, and there's bad. I'm not entirely up to date with the news because I was driving all day yesterday. And I meant to call Tom. If you're out there, I need to talk to you about Vegas too. But we can talk about ScarJo bending the knee. We can talk about Bree's hypocrisy, which I thought was pretty funny. Jeremy's in and out experience, which was pretty funny. But we also need, we can talk about Bond, but there's good things to talk about too. There's the Orville experience down here is probably the first thing I'm going to go to. And there's something I can't talk about yet, but when I can, I will let you know. That's really, really damn cool that I have been invited to, we'll say, but I can't speak specifically. I can only say I've been invited to something really cool, and I'm not going to speculate beyond that. And I'm just grateful as hell, and I can't wait to tell you about it. And I think I'll be able to tell you about it in a couple days. So that's cool. It does affect what I was going to take suggestions today, because this is probably my last Comic-Con. I've been to, I don't know the exact number. It's 30 something. It's up there around 30 something, 36, 37, not sure, a lot. And I want to go to other cons. So I was perfectly willing to do something somewhat, maybe a little trollish, not horrible, not attacking or anything, but, screaming like "Hail Doomcock" in the middle of the Star Trek panel would be kind of funny. I'd probably get booed out of there, but I don't care. We'll see. Cringy Land. Yes. It looks like I will be going. I am going to Disneyland. I don't know what day yet, but I'm going to go see Galaxy's Edge for myself. I'm going to see how empty it is. Actually, the Access Media, let me show you this. The Access Media tried to come out to the rescue today, IndieWire, by doing a freaking Access Media. I mean, like, if this doesn't completely represent, I mean, you're just in denial if you don't think the Access Media is just a tool of the corporations an advertising tool. I don't know if it's a law or not, but they used to do paid articles. They still do in Variety and Hollywood Reporter and the New York Times. Star Trek did one, but they were supposed to specify that. Well, they don't need to do that anymore, because we have other YouTubers going to Galaxy's Edge proving that it is empty, and they will come out and go, well, they're actually not seeing what they're seeing. So I took a screenshot of the IndieWire drone photo that they sent out, a drone photo to show that it's actually just big. It's actually just big, and you're not seeing what you're seeing. So let's show you this. And I don't think it really helps. I think it just makes it look emptier. You tell me what you think. This is a drone shot that IndieWire did to rescue fracking Disney. And I'm also willing to, by the way, when it's speaking, so I can only do like one screaming dumb troll thing. So it's either going to be, I'm favoring for Ollie, doing something for Ollie to bring some more attention to that, to embarrass Disney for that. I drove by Disney yesterday. I was like a block away. I was a block away from the studios. I swung by Blast from the Past, which is one of my favorite stores on the planet. Also, I'm going to go visit my friend Jamie, who owns San Diego or Southern California Comics. See, boomer again. And I'll probably live stream real quick from there on Nerdrotic Live. He is a good friend, a mentor, kind of a father figure to me. But yeah, so tell me what you think. So that's their drone shot. No, I don't think they specified. Or was it USA Today? Was it USA Today who did this? I thought it was IndieWire. USA Today did the shot. So that looks pretty just damn empty to me. I'm not convinced. If this is supposed to convince me that we're not seeing what we're seeing, it looks like there's about maybe 800 people there, maybe more. I don't know. I'm not a crowd counter. 300 people max. Yeah, that doesn't look full. So it looks to me, it confirms what all the YouTubers have been saying. Jeremy has people who have been, sending him stuff. I have people who have been sending me stuff. I think a couple of YouTubers have gone there and proved it. So, and this is the middle of summer, folks. I have been to Disneyland when it reached capacity in the 80s, and it's crazy. You can't walk in the streets. It's so nuts. It's kind of like, I don't know who's been to London. Well, don't raise your hands, but on a busy day in London, trying to, walk around on some of the big streets there. It's crazy. What is up, everybody? By the way, I'm very happy to be here. I'm sorry I didn't live stream last night, but I finally got it in at midnight because I didn't, I wanted to take advantage of this hotel room that I couldn't back out of. And honestly, it's right near a shuttle stop. So I'm going to hang with Jeremy, but we can use this place as a base of operations. It's freaking small, though. I mean, this is the smallest hotel room. It's a Motel 6. It's high class. That's what I am. High class. Whiskey Tango Hotel, everybody. Whiskey Tango. All right, I'm going to get to a couple super chats there. So that's ridiculous. And F the Access Media, by the way, completely for not covering the Ollie issue. I think Fox News was the only big outlet to do it. And, good for them. Good for them. Hang on, I'm getting to something here. I also want to discuss, I was listening to, if it's still up on his channel, I can't recommend it enough if you're a comic fan. Here, let me do a couple things here. I want to help out. Doug Ernst is a YouTuber. Okay. He's a great YouTuber if you're a comic fan. He is the scholar of Comicsgate. He is the scholar of Comicsgate, the gentleman of Comicsgate. And let me get to his, he's doing an Indiegogo. So he was with Ethan last night. And I was driving through LA listening to their live stream. And it was honestly one of the best, one of Ethan's best live streams. It was really good. And Doug and Ethan were discussing crowdfunding, and Ethan mentioned that Doug Tenaple from Earthworm Jim, and I know some people have issues with him. I don't care. I'm not involved in that stuff. And I know some of them kind of went after Jeremy, and that was not cool. But he's going to be at Comic-Con with Billy Tucci, and they're going to be talking about crowdfunding with, I think, Jimmy Palmiotti and a couple of other people. But it got me thinking about Comicsgate at Comic-Con. Now, there's no reason for anybody from Comicsgate to come to Comic-Con. I understand that. It's pretty much, it's not probably not even I don't know how friendly of a place, although I would highly recommend that anybody doing, if they could. I mean, it's really hard to get into Comic-Con too. That's a huge issue. But it would be pretty funny if a lot of them showed up, because I think they could take a bit of a victory lap. I think it would be pretty hilarious. But yeah, apparently they're trying to get this panel shut down. Now I'm just going on what Ethan said. Joe Glass from Bleeding Cool and wherever else, I don't care, was showing some disdain for it. But that is a panel I will definitely be at. Okay, that's on Saturday. I believe it's at 1 o'clock. It's the comic crowdfunding panel. So I will be at that panel. Wouldn't miss it for the world. I think Jeremy talked about it as well. And that's just, it's amazing that they, honestly, I'm surprised they haven't tried to ban Doug, and I'm glad, and I hope they don't. I don't want them to, but yeah, there's still time. But I also want to shout out once again, Doug Ernst's comic book here. We want to support. I say this a lot, I'm so pissed off with entertainment just across the board right now, that I think this is a great time for independents to rise up, independent creators. You don't have a middleman to deal with anymore. Do your own thing. Even if you have a fan fiction, change the names, make it your own characters. And it's actually happening in comics. And I think comics is kind of a portent of things to come with entertainment. And it's starting with comic books, and this has been very successful. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, I'm surprised. I thought from a couple people like your boy Zach and Ethan, I thought those comics would do well first time around, but it's continuing to do well. More people are doing it, and I'm very pleasantly surprised. I'm very happy that this is happening. I wasn't sure if this was the future, and now I am. I'm convinced. So props to Doug Ernst. And if you want to check out a good comic book, please go give it a look. He's got 23,000. He initially wanted 10,000, so it blew past that, but every little bit helps. These things are very expensive to produce. And listen, the more successful these things are, you will get independent creators telling stories free of agenda, or free of restriction. I'll say that, not of agenda. We'll say free of restriction from the blue check marks, the access media. None of that goes into this storytelling. This is true creativity happening right here, and it's the only place where it's safe. I'll use one of their terms, safe, for the creators to do their own damn thing, which we need a lot more of, because that's good storytelling. That's good storytelling. So Doug Ernst, go check out his channel too. It's Douglas Ernst. And check out EVS too. I'm sure most of you are subscribed to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Great. I've been subscribed to him for a long time. Haven't talked to him very much though, but it's just one of those things. It's just we haven't crossed paths yet. We've talked a little bit, a couple times, and I definitely love his channel. So Christian Basil for $5. Get a picture with the traveling TARDIS with Naisha. Is it Nisha? Is it Nisha from Diversity Geek? Have fun, be safe. Yes, Christian, I will. Basil, I definitely will. I will try to find it. Just to let you know, San Diego Comic-Con, while it certainly is not as fun as it used to be, but Comic-Con is just like any other experience, like going to Coachella or going to a concert. It's who you go with. It's not the event itself. back in the most of the Comic Cons I went to were for one day. I took a day off from work, and me and a buddy would have our lists, and we'd run down there and we'd buy comics. We'd hang out for 5 or 6 hours and leave. I was never a person who went to the panels, and they never became a big thing until the last 15 years, we'll say. Then the panels started taking over. I was back in the earlier days when it was easy to get into the panels, there were some great ones with Firefly and Battlestar Galactica, early Game of Thrones panels. I remember Lord of the Rings. They didn't have a panel, but they took a break from shooting and sent a bunch down for autographs. And it was like the Beatles showed up at Comic-Con. It was nuts. So they didn't have them in a hall. They put, who was it? It was, I'm blanking on his name now. The guy who played Mary. He was on Lost. And it was Mary, Pippin, and Frodo. And they put them in the autograph area, and it was nuts. It went crazy. It was pretty funny to watch. All right. Oh, and we have some other Star Wars news here, but I want to get to a couple super chats first, and then to the chat. Opinionated uploads. Any Double Woke 7 news? Yes, there's some. I want to show you who's writing the comic book of 007, and it tells you exactly. I mean, because the comic book is control. It's I think it's IDW, but it requires approval from the people who run Bond, and the comic book has been pretty woke for quite some time now, and I think it was a sign of things to come. What's going on with Bond is exactly what happened to Doctor Who. They are priming you right now with a replacement female 007, and then the next one will either be Lashana Lynch or it will be a female. And I would not doubt they would even go so far as to name her James, because those things don't matter anymore. And yeah, and if you don't like it, you are an istophobe, a foul istophobe. So, yeah. I had a weird experience today at Pete's. I'll tell you about it later. It's let's just say the place I'm staying is I'm probably it's nobody from this area would ever subscribe to my channel. Let's just say that. Warren JB for $2. First time on a live stream, not a podcast. Why? Hey. Well, what's up, Warren? Do you listen to it as a podcast? That's cool. I want to know if you guys do, because the analytics for iTunes suck. So I have no idea if anybody's listening to us on iTunes. I know we have some subscribers there, but sorry I'm behind on that. Actually, that's what I'm doing right after this. I'm going to upload everything on my website, and then I'm going to go. Today's family day, so I'm going to visit my father-in-law. Well, first thing, I'm visiting my father's grave, which is about 10 miles that way. I have not been there in a long time. And then I'm going to visit my father-in-law and my mom all in one day. I'm going to try to get the family tour done in one day before Jeremy arrives, and probably have some more tacos. And visit a comic shop. Yeah, it's rough life. It's a rough life. Welcome, Warren, and thank you for the £2. Thank you for the £2. Mystic Puma for £2. Gary, check Doomcock's vid on the Empty Galaxy's Edge. Already seen it. I watch Doomcock's videos when they come out, right when they come out. But thank you. The Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey for £5 for the charity stream, because I missed it. Duck Fisney. That will be applied to the charity stream. And thank you, everybody who generously donated. I don't have a total yet, but it's going to be upward around, when I match everything, I think it's going to be close to $2,000. So that was really good. Really, really good. And I'll make sure I round it up. I am going to cover the 30% that YouTube takes out, and please keep me honest on that. So make sure August 21st to check my Twitter and my website. And at 12 p.m. Pacific time, I will show the receipts of me donating to the Gratitude Center of San Francisco and the San Francisco and Same You, which is Amelia Clark's Cherry. Nina Fabiano for $5. Even if you aren't a fan, can you let us know if you run into a good any good Rick and Morty news while you're out there? I'd be happy to, Nina. I try to give you guys news, even if it's something I'm not a fan of. Rick and Morty, I don't hate it. I've never hated it. I've just, I'm not a fan of Dan Harmon. That's the problem. And I have a lot of trouble separating the artist from calling everybody Nazis. He's listen, I don't mind if an artist is liberal or even uber progressive if they generally keep it to themselves. I mean, if it's on Twitter, I don't care. Or if they're respectful of the fans, I don't care what political party they're from, as long as they respect the fans and it doesn't like poison their work. Seth MacFarlane, beautiful example of this. And everybody at the Orville is so damn cool. We need so much more of that. And Hollywood would be doing a lot better. Ticket sales for movies would be probably not in the crapper right now. And they're in complete denial that I think the big, there's no more dancing around this. I think people are pissed off at Hollywood. Their act has been disgusting lately, especially on the award shows. And they haven't stopped. They double, triple, quadruple down, and people are just bye. I'm done. There's so many other things to do. And you're seeing it at Disneyland right now. I think people are pissed at Disney, and I think the price hikes do have something to do with it. But if the price hike was still big and you were excited about it, you'd still go. I don't think anybody's excited about it. I meant to take a picture. I saw a big billboard of Galaxy's Edge, and it's the big Millennium Falcon with the stupid square radar rectangle radar dish flying over a planet that doesn't look anything like Star Wars. Like the only thing, if you took the Millennium Falcon out of that picture, it would look like Avatar. I'm like, that's one of the biggest problems too. That town doesn't look Star Wars at all. It looks Disney Star Wars, which isn't Star Wars. But Nina, I will let you know. The only thing I know about Rick and Morty is the Szechuan sauce at McDonald's. But Megan Mullins for $2. Hi, Megan. D&D got an Emmy nomination for writing. What? Then I can be a writer, Megan, and so can you. Tyrion walks by rubble and stares at Jon. Jon walks by rubble and stares at Tyrion. Then they walk away very slowly. I'm a genius. Ham sandwich. Hardware Wars. Is this Hardware Wars? Ham sandwich. $5. You are featured in my animated video. Oh, cool. I want to check it out. RJ destroyed something beautiful. Star Wars is a big do sandwich, and we all got to take a bite. Eat me instead. Ham sandwich. That's right. From the great Hardware Wars, by the way, everybody. I will look at that. Thank you very much. Feisty fan, what is up? Oh my God. Long time no see. Yes, I hear you will be there. I will be there as well. And hopefully we can find each other amidst the 250,000 people who will be down here. Yes. Actually, it's probably going to be more. So generally, you're only allowed to have 125,000 people, including like everybody with passes inside the convention center at one time. Outside is now surpassed that greatly because there's so many things going on outside. So San Francisco, on your average work day, 1 million people go into downtown for work from the bridge and tunnel people. And San Diego Comic-Con will probably be close to, I'll say 300,000. I mean, it's a sea of people. It's ridiculous. And Yeah, you used to be able to, not too long ago, walk out a con and go to the deli and grab a sandwich and come back, and it would take you, what, 15 minutes? Now that takes you an hour, which means, yeah, it's not so fun. And that, yeah, you know, I know Jeremy doesn't like crowds. I don't know if my buddy Odin is watching. He doesn't like crowds. You would hate this place. It's it's bad. Mr. Tickle Trunk for for 10 Canadian pesos, just sending the love. Well, thank you. And it is received. It is received. I greatly appreciate it. I hope to bring you guys a lot of news, but mostly entertain you. I'm honestly, me being here, I'm going to be the last to know everything. So please, if you guys hear something, do message me, because yeah, being on the floor means you're the last person to learn anything at Comic-Con. Actually, it would be better for my channel if I just stayed home, but I like being here, and I want to. Oh, the meetup. We got to talk about the meetup too. I need to talk to Jeremy, but I'll probably do. I want to do it on Wednesday. Wednesday, 5 p.m. Lestat's on Adams Avenue. Is it Adams? Yes, Adams Avenue. I will be there at 5. I guess they have some event at 7. Listen, I only know like a couple people, if that, are going to show up because it's kind of off the beaten path, but I like that place. They have good coffee, and we can live stream from there, and their internet is really good. So I'll post that on my website. But Lestat's on Adams, 5 p.m. tomorrow. And then we'll probably do another one later in the weekend when Jeremy gets here and he can hang. How are the Comic-Con nachos? Asked Mr. Roboto for $2. Terrible. Freaking terrible. Imagine movie theater nachos, and then somebody sat on them with dirty underwear and kind of rolled around a little bit, and then they served them to you. Yeah, don't eat the Comic-Con nachos. Plus, they cost like $50. No, not 50, but it's like, I think it's realistically, it's probably like $10. Let's see, 10 years ago, the last time I bought food inside of the Comic-Con, I had 2 young kids with me, my wife, and this was when I was there for Entropy Comics for my comic book. And no, this was when I was retailing. It was like the first year I was retailing. And I got a couple sandwiches, 2 sandwiches, 2 bags of chips, and 2 bottles of water. And it was like $50. I'm like, never again. Never, hashtag never again, before there was even hashtags. Season of Game of Thrones has received 32 Emmy nominations. Well, that Mystic Puma, that's probably going to be my video for today. I'm going to try to put out a video. All my videos are going to be Tim Pool style this week, just so you know, because there's no beautiful background. I did bring Q, though. I brought Q. That is 30. The other article I noticed is the Emmys are at an all-time low for diversity. And I was like, it's probably because of Game of Thrones. And I'm right. Not a so scruffy nerf herder for $14.99 Australian. Can't hang around and watch, Gary. Well, I'm going to stop now. End of stream. I'm kidding. But look forward to catching up on everything later. Have a great day, mate. Hey, if you're still here, scruffy, not so scruffy, it's going to be at nerdrotic.com or Nerdrotic Live. I will post it in the community section, and it's more important than I heard this on Ethan's live stream, and I totally agree. When I get back, or even this week, I'm going to try to get a lot of other YouTubers on, because it's kind of the summer season is very slow on YouTube, and I think we need to help each other out as much as we can. So I think that was very wise words from Ethan that I will try to do here. So I'm going to do some reaching out, and we'll try to get some other YouTubers on this week, either, of course, live. And I'm sure Jeremy's going to be live streaming on his channel. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't do any video. My drive is boring. Nobody recognized me, which I don't care, because I didn't stop, because I was hustling to get to San Diego so I could have a carne asada burrito. And that's what I did. But thank you, Not So Scruffy, for the generous donation. I greatly appreciate it. Lord Warius for $5. Doug Tenaple, Earthworm Jim, had a pretty successful Indiegogo with over $700,000 when it ended over the weekend. It would be great to see him on your show. It would be a privilege. I'll reach out to him. I'll reach out to him. I listen. I know there's an Indiegogo thing that happened where he wasn't able to get something out on time. I don't know or don't care. That is between him and his customers. Sometimes things happen. Listen, something that at my shop, stuff like I used to send in stuff to CGC, and a couple things got lost in the mail, and FedEx took forever to cover it. And the person, one person who sent the stuff out through me thought I should cover it until FedEx covers it. And we got a big brouhaha over that. And I was like, hell no, I'm not going to cover it. You know, I'm just an outlet. And of course, that was the last time I sent anything to CGC, and it eventually got worked out. But yeah, I had some guy calling me every day saying I owe him thousands of dollars. And I'm like, don't have it. And if I did, no. And it's right there in the paperwork, not my responsibility. I was sympathetic to him, and I was very happy that he got taken care of. FedEx was the villain on that one, though, not me. But I understand how these things happen. People get upset. And listen, I understand why he was upset. He was out thousands of bucks. And more importantly, an amazing Fantasy 15, which got handled again. It was woof. Norwegian Kryptonian for 22 Norwegian crowns. Have you seen Supergirl's CW new suit? No, let's take a look at it. I'm sure it's let me guess. It is cargo pants, and it's no cape. Right? Am I close on that one? It's not girly anymore. They're not gonna, or they're gonna have the skirt over pants like Michael Burnham, which, you know, here it is right here. So she has a cape. Oh, it's super. I called it, dude. I like her Supergirl. I'm sorry. She actually is not anything like Supergirl, has never looked anything like Supergirl. And she's Superman now. It's Superman. And those bangs just do not. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Those bangs don't look good on you. And your roots, honey. That's funny. Melissa, my hair colorist wife, never really paid attention to any of my Doctor Who stuff. And the first time she saw Jodie, which was like last week, she's all, Time Lords don't have hair colorists? Can't they regenerate those roots out? And I'm like, oh, girl. Yeah, that's oh my God. We are not far away from her dropping the girl. It's just going to be super person. We cannot have, we cannot be gender specific anymore. So look forward to the super person show. Goodbye, entertainment. It was nice knowing you. They have to be in a quandary. I mean, you have to understand that I hope they're aware that people watch television and read comic books. I don't read comic books to see a 50-year-old recovering alcoholic, you know, like fighting off dad bod, you know, I want to see, I want to see somebody, I want to see the heroic ideal, the Greek gods, freaking muscly men. And yes, oh yes, muscly men, and like feminine women. And I want them to look beautiful, because I want to look at something beautiful within the pages. Right now in comic books, we get this bland, every person, as Zach points out, 3D models, and everybody looks like your neighbor. And wow, that's so unexciting. I'm sorry to mention that to anybody and burst anybody's bubble, but I don't want to see my neighbor in a comic book. I don't want to see me in a comic book, although I've been in a couple. I really don't. I want to see Superman. I want to see Supergirl. But I'm wondering where feminism is at now, because they're just trying to erase femininity. and they're just trying to make everything just one thing, but yet they want to categorize everybody over here. I'm confused by the whole thing. The freaking goalposts move all the time. The rules change, and it's just best not to give a, because I'm not going to keep this on. Fuck. Jesus. Yeah, thanks for showing me that, Norwegian Kryptonian. How do you feel about it? Thanks, though. Michael Maloney for $5. Thank you for the donation. No question, but you can put one in the chat if you like. Lubella for $2. Looking forward to meeting you tomorrow at Meetup. Oh, cool. You're going to be there. Great. Yes, 5 p.m. I got to let Jeremy know. I have commit. So Thursday, as I spoke before, I have a commitment. It can, unfortunately, it's only me. It's not a situation where I would love to bring Jeremy if I could, but I can't. It wouldn't be. I was invited and was just me. But I wish I could. But it's not me shining him on. It's just a situation where I can't go, hey, can I get, when somebody, there's manners. So when somebody offers you something, it's not, at least in my book, cool to go, can I have one more? I just don't do that. If they wanted more people to go, they would give me a +1 or something like that. But that's not the situation. So I'm sorry. But yeah, not shining anybody on. Nor would I expect to go with anybody else either. Calling it now, episode 9 will have a new GE land, like General Electric, or I don't know what the GE is, but they will have. I'm sure they're going to make or mention the Galaxy's Edge because the cross promotion will be in the film. And didn't I hear some rumors that they're going to try to put it like soda in, or did they do that with Galaxy's Edge? I'm not sure. I don't care. I so don't care about Star Wars. I will chronicle its demise, but I don't care. The only thing I care about is the fans. Doomcock just dropped a video from a spy who got into Disneyland out and sent in a pic. It's a ghost town. Yes, and there was another YouTuber who went there himself, and it's a ghost town. Yes. And I will find out for myself when I go there, and I will live stream from there. So I don't know how the connection will be, but I'll show y'all. I believe it's Monday. It's a week from yesterday. I will live stream from there. So I will let you all know when that's going to be, and we'll see for ourselves live. There's no way to spin live. So if it's crowded, I'll say, hey, it's crowded. This is all wrong. And if it's not, we'll find out because it'll be live. Hail, Gary. This is for tacos. Thank you, Eli McGinnis. I greatly appreciate it. And that's what it will go to. So yes, carne asada tacos, carne asada burrito. And it has to be from a restaurant that ends in Berto's. Now you're going, what? Quick history of the carne asada burrito in San Diego. As far as I know, the one I remember eating was one from Roberto's in Solana Beach many years ago. So the recipe, they didn't like patent it or because they didn't care. It was just a whatever restaurant. So everybody copies the recipe. All the burritos with varying degrees taste the same at every restaurant, but they can't use Roberto's. So they try to think up other names that sound Berto's here, and it gets ridiculous. And I'm not kidding. There's Filiberto's, Gilberto's, Bob Berto's, Jan Berto's. Yeah, so they just put if they had a Pete, it would be Pete Berto's. The only one that breaks that is a great restaurant in Encinitas called Juanita's. Juanita's is tops. That's where I'm probably going to go today. And it's right near Lou's Records, which is a great historic record store here in San Diego. Been around forever. That's where I learned about music. It was Lou's Records. That's where I bought, all my punk rock. Oh, I got to get back up here now. All hail Doomcock, by the way. Hope he's doing okay. He was a little bummed out on the Inquisition, but I thought it was a good show. That's why I kept it up. Saruin of House Roundhead. Oh, by the way, I have some super chats to make up. We'll do that today. I have a theory that HBO does not want any Game of Thrones actors to come to the conventions like Con of Thrones that will call out the writing. Emilia Clarke, for example. What do you think? I don't know how much control they have over it, but they do have control over that stuff. And now we know why Kit is not going to cons, because he's probably still within his recovery. I'm sure he's out of the rehab now, but he's probably doing a post-rehab program. My hope is that what he's doing. And I know they talked about exhaustion and everything, but the real reason he went there, in my opinion, was for alcoholism. So I hope he's focusing on that and not going to cons. Because honestly, after you go, rehab is just a starter, and he needs to spend the next calendar year committed to going to meetings. And I hope he is in his, when you get out of rehab, you're supposed to go to 90 meetings in 90 days. That means one a day for 3 months. Yes, it's a lot, but you would think your life is worth it. And when I was drinking and doing drugs once a day, every day for years. So it's not that hard. You just use the same application. For Emilia, she's nice. She's a good person and sweet and honest. And if asked, best season ever. Yeah, I can see that happening. But I don't know if she'll be at San Diego. There is a big panel here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to go. I'm not big on waiting in lines for hours. If I can just walk right in, I'll go. Now, I will be at the Star Trek Discovery panel, though. Not gonna miss that for the world. Keely Ann for $100. Keely, wow, thank you. Hi, just wanted to congratulate you on your success. I stumbled upon you during the Doctor Who SJW reviews and got hooked. I refused to finish Jodie's season and I lost interest. Continued success to you. Keep playing the bass. God bless you and your family. Peace. Kaylee, yes, you are the bass player. Yes, I will continue to play the bass. Maybe someday I'll play it on a live stream on Nerdrotic Live, not on this channel. But yeah, I've been playing the bass for a long time. And the bass I play mostly, I have a very expensive one that I never touch. I play my $100 Ibanez that is just completely beat up and it's covered in stickers. It's a practice bass, and I like playing it. Saruin, House of Roundhead. Thank you again. $100, Keely. Sorry. Thank you very much. Saruin of House Roundhead for $9.99. By the way, I think the Jamie actor is defending Dan and Dave more because he wants money than he wants money, and he thinks that the writing is actually good. What do you think? Also, check out my vids on here if you have not. I was driving all day yesterday. I was listening to a lot of videos. I was listening to everybody in the Fandom Menace. Just so you know, I watch and listen to everybody's videos in the Fandom Menace. Size of channel matters not to me. As a matter of fact, most of the channels I subscribe to have less than 10,000 subs. That's of course, Jeremy and Ethan and World Class Bullshitters and Anna and Jesse. By the way, I was watching Jesse's live stream, and I will respond. Yes, Jesse, I will buy you dinner if you come down. We need to hang. But Saruin, I will check out those videos tonight, and I'll let you know. And yes, you gave me permission to use some, so I might do that. Listen, they want money. Yes, the actor wants money. That's why you got to give Emilia Clarke props for coming out and going against basically what is going to be her best paycheck for the rest of her life. And they are completely worried about their legacy right now. I don't care what they say publicly. That was a bad ending. It was a horrible ending. It was the worst ending to a TV show that was once good ever. It is historic. Books will be written about it. I'm sure they're being written right now. And it is the template on how to not fuck up your series. Dan and Dave look like the biggest idiots right now. And it's because they got tired and they couldn't ask for help. It's not that, listen, you don't get that far in Hollywood for not being talented. Of course they're talented, but I think they overreached with Game of Thrones, and it was a couple of dude bros who like, dude, bro, fantasy, let's do it. You know, like I can see them. I don't see them LARPing. I see them playing beer pong. Okay. Let's just say that. They were great at getting going. They were enthusiastic as hell. They got really popular. People were kissing their ass. They thought they could do no wrong, and they freaking mailed it in at the end when they should have. When they were done, they were burnt out. They just, you could tell, you could hear it in the language of everybody involved. They were tired. These shoots are long, blah, blah, blah. You know what I didn't hear? A lot of gratitude. You know where we saw the gratitude? That extra, I forgot his name, the extra who does the tours at the end. That guy, if he was running Game of Thrones, it would have ended well with that kind of enthusiasm. But I mean, do you sense any enthusiasm from Dan and Dave? I mean, they're just too effing cool for school. They're always like, well, Danny kind of forgot. Those, I mean, like if he duck lips anymore in those freaking videos, I just want to slap him off and he's always like, Danny kind of forgot. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, that what they should have done at season 4 is really sat down and go, this is the biggest thing I'll ever do. This is what I'm going to be known for. Forget the Star Wars thing. That will not be the biggest thing they ever do. It won't even be close to the popularity of Game of Thrones. What they're going to be producing is Star Wars widget movie that people are going to forget because Disney is making forgettable Star Wars. Rogue One. Rogue One is remembered as being the pretty good Disney movie, but I don't remember much out of it. I don't. There was nothing that was impactful. The Vader scene. Yes, the Vader scene. But that was nothing. We had Jyn Erso, who was I Rebel. That's all, and that's the only line I remember. And it wasn't used in the film. It wasn't used in the film. She was a plank of wood with a stare who could knock out an armed stormtrooper with one punch. I didn't. Maybe the gravity's different on her planet. I don't understand. But I digress. Dan and Dave should have asked for help, but their egos wouldn't allow it. Now you pay the price. And of course, the fans will get attacked for stating the obvious. It sucked. And other people who come out and defend them, sure, you know, why do you care? Why do you care? Why do you care that I care? That's the only answer I have to that one. Don't concern yourself with how much I care about something. Piss off with that. If you don't understand why I care about a show and my passion for nerddom, then just fuck off. It's okay. You don't have to watch me. You really don't. I don't concern myself with what you like. You know, I don't care that, you know, there's YouTubers out there that like Star Trek Discovery. I could probably make a living plucking on their videos all day. I don't, because I don't care if you like something. That's great. That's awesome. If it brings you enjoyment, great. But just don't try to apply that to me. Try to have the mutual respect. I don't like Star Trek Discovery, and this is a place for people who don't like Star Trek Discovery. You can certainly come in and debate it. If you're respectful, that's great. But I don't like it, and you'll never change my mind, ever, because it's not good. It's not like I can be convinced out of my taste. So don't bother. AKA Blonded for $10. Have a cup of Java on me tomorrow at Lestat's. I will. So a little advice if you're coming to Comic-Con. Make sure your cash is safe, but don't plan to get cash here. The ATM lines are stupid. Bring snacks. I don't care how it looks. Bring a little satchel with your snacks. Bring snacks. Do not buy food here. It's too damn expensive. And if you're going to have a meal downtown, you're going to be walking blocks away. So yeah, bring your own water. Do not buy the water that's people are selling for $1 out in front of the con, because you have no idea where that water, it's not bottled water. Those are bottles that they filled with water. Just some obvious stuff here. Remember, you are close to the border here in San Diego. So keep everything in your pockets. Be aware of where it is. And yeah, but once you're in the con, you're fine. Once you're in the con, you're fine. It's a fun place. I'm trying to get caught up here. Thank you, AKA Blonded. Unhinged Crank for $2. Are you in an airport bathroom? No, I'm not. I'm not in an airport bathroom. Yeah, I am in a room. I am in a hotel room. Eric K for $2. Carne asada, Alberto's or Roberto's, the best. I honestly haven't been to I would have to go to the main Roberto's in Solana Beach to let you know, but I would say right now Alberto's is a little better, but the best one is the one I had last night, Filiberto's, Fili Berto's in Encinitas, California, right across the street from the La Paloma Theater, which is still showing the Rocky Horror Picture Show that Mrs. Nerdrotic and I helped start at that theater. That's right. Back when wearing fishnets was edgy. Yes, I was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show for a couple of years back in 87 through early 89. And I herded the cats. I was the cast director. I also played Eddie a couple times. I played Dr. Scott a lot because I was the cast director. So I played Dr. Scott. I played, we switched genders because again, that was edgy back then. Did I play Janet? I think I played Janet once. I'm not sure. I did a lot of drugs in that movie theater. So, well, just mountains of drugs in that movie theater. So I don't remember much, but I heard I had a really good time. But that's a good question, Eric K. Thank you for $2. Destiny Captain for $1.99. Toxic mail bag today. No, Destiny Captain, I can't do it while I'm traveling. I did get all your letters, so you are set up next. It'll probably be a week from tomorrow, Destiny Captain. But I got all your stuff. Thank you very much, and I will read everything you wrote because it was very kind, and I want to show that the proper respect. I have a ton of letters to read. You guys, especially when you handwrite them, that is brilliant. That is, I love that. Keep those coming. But Destiny Captain, I will get to it a week from, what's today? Tuesday? Tomorrow. A week from tomorrow, we will do the toxic mailbag. But I am on the Z road right now. Can you imagine being a rebel pilot attacking the Death Star, piloting a snowspeeder around an AT-AT? Come on, Disney. Those aren't your Star Wars. Have you read that article where the creator of Galaxy's Edge explains away that isn't our Star Wars? That isn't your Star Wars. That's somebody else's experience. We wanted to make you part of the story. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I think it's the biggest evidence that they don't want to use any of the old stuff. I think it's primarily due to litigation. I think there's litigation involved. I think for some reason they don't want to go back to classic Star Wars because they want to just create their own stuff that's free and clear of anything George as much as possible. Because the logic behind not making a snowspeeder ride or attacking the Death Star ride is, listen, if you think Galaxy's Edge is a good opinion, it's a good idea, you're a shill. You're a shill. You have to admit, not putting any classic Star Wars is maybe the dumbest idea in the history of theme parks. I don't know. I'm not a theme park guy. I would have to defer to Jeremy on that one. But their logic might come from Indiana Jones because the Indiana Jones adventure is completely different. Difference is you're with Indiana Jones and Indiana Jones went on different adventures, and the Indiana Jones, concept is more around the character than anything else. It doesn't work for Star Wars. So I think what they're starting to find out that there's many different Star Wars fans, like there's many different comic fans. There's the EU fans, but and there's, fans of just the prequels, but outside of the EU, the normies just know the movies. They don't know the books. They don't know the comics. They don't know the video games. That's the people Disney wants. They truly want. And they ignore, like even ignoring the prequels. You could probably find a pretty damn good, I don't know, Coruscant ride, or you're battling a bounty hunter through Coruscant. That'd be cool. I would take that over what there is. It's stupid. I'll be there tomorrow at 5 p.m. We should hit up Tacos El Gordo after. Yes. San Burbia Pictures. Yes. I am all for that. Mr. Roboto for $2. Any Bob Berto out there, or just Bob Burgers? Maybe just Bob Burgers. Jill Berto's was the funniest one I've ever seen. Michael Maloney for $5. Also, Fox and other news stations are reporting Walt's last hair did a stealth visit. Walt's last hair did a stealth visit to Disneyland and pitched a fit after. Really? Excited to be at San Diego Comic-Con through your live streams. Awesome. And that's Christine Fernandez and Michael Maloney. Thank you for $5 super chat and $4.99 super chat. Let's get to the regular chat now. Well, you guys aren't regular. You're awesome. All right. I saw that I love Doug TeNapel. Good. Yeah, I'll get it. If you guys think, if you think I should get him on, I'll get him on. Star Wars without Star Wars. Yeah. Oh, by the way, let's get to that right now. There's reshoots. There's reshoots. Who is this? Wired magazine. I was interviewed in Wire once, many moons ago, when they were actually cool and not super SJW like everything else is right now. Cantina Talk, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker reshoots are happening, apparently. Yeah. It is, as the saying goes, a dark time for the rebellion and for everyone else involved in the Star Wars franchise, as things are astonishingly quiet out there right now. Could it be that the silence persists because everyone is working on projects in the lull between Star Wars Celebration and D23? Perhaps the looming shadow of Comic-Con International in San Diego is soaking up the conversation in the nerd sphere. Or maybe there's just nothing to actually talk about right now when it comes to Star Wars. Well, nothing aside from the news below, of course. Well, I'll answer your question. Nobody cares. We should be ramping up. The Star Wars Rise of Skywalker promotion, not even the promotion, the excitement for fans should be ramping up. This is it. This is the final movie. I remember people talking about Return of the Jedi, and before it was even titled, nonstop after Empire. Nonstop. Oh, God. No, I don't think so. Sorry. Nonstop. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody cares. Interest is down because nobody cares. Usually the news is quiet before San Diego Comic-Con, but there's nothing out there. Well, I don't know. I checked a couple things, and there's the Bond news, which is huge, which requires another video, to be honest with you. It would certainly appear to be so the Rise of Skywalker reshoots are on source multiple online outlets. Well, okay. Probability of accuracy, it would certainly appear to be true and definitely checks out in terms of timeline before the movie gets released. The real deal. Apparently, additional shoots are underway for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, with a couple of sources reporting that the Black Park in the UK has been closed off for either reshoots or pickups, with an X-Wing fighter being part of the additional shots. Apparently, there's a notice that the shoot might continue through early September, which feels unexpectedly late considering the movie is scheduled to hit theaters in December. If true, expect some very late nights for editors and the visual effects team. Don't worry about the movie having reshoots this late in the game. These days, such things are common. Yeah, and can I just stop right there and point out that movies suck now? Movies really suck now. So just because they're common doesn't mean things are okay. No, they're not okay. Things are not okay. So this is unlikely to be some kind of Rogue One situation. Well, considering they've done this with every effing movie, I mean, let's look at a couple of parallels here, people. J.J. Abrams is involved with Star Wars. J.J. Abrams' little lackey, Alex Kurtzman's involved with Star Trek. What do they have in common besides just being abominations to the original source material? They are, let me think of I'm blanking on words right now. They have a lot of problems behind the scenes. They have a lot of firings. They have a lot of reshoots at the last minute. Oh, and they all go over budget. So J.J. Abrams, Alex Kurtzman, who's learned from him, what they do is they throw money at a problem. When they have a narrative problem, they throw in a special effect. They throw more money at it. They build another set. They don't rewrite and build an actual character. I've said it before. I've been saying it for years here on Nerdrotic when it was the Nerdrotic podcast, because I've not been a fan of J.J. Abrams for a very long time. The dude can't finish. He can't seal the deal. Never has been able to, never will. So the parallels between Star Trek and Star Wars, lots of money being spent, scrambling at the last minute, replacing showrunners, replacing directors. And I know Kathleen Kennedy is part of this too, but I think J.J. Abrams holds some responsibility here. And very late reshoots. Yes, there was late reshoots on Endgame. Endgame was an enjoyable movie, but it was a narrative mess. And when you have to rush something, it becomes a mess. So no, it's not okay. Rogue One was saved by a scene that they tacked on at the end. The entire movie gets significantly changed after the first pass at production. Well, not these days. Not for the better. Expect an unexpected adventure in Rise. Source, Rey herself, Daisy Ridley. Probable of accuracy. This is vague enough to be easily explained away in multiple directions depending on what the finished movie is like. But let's go with accurate for now. The real deal, Daisy Ridley, who's currently doing press for her appearance in Ophelia, has been teasing the upcoming Rise of Skywalker in the vaguest of terms, telling USA Today, genre-wise, it's different from the other two installments Ridley has appeared in, which will, because this one will be more of a ripoff of Return of the Jedi than the other two were. There's a different drive than the previous two films, and there's a lot of fun. I really missed John Boyega during the last one. To me, it felt like kids going on an adventure. This lines up with previous statements made by director J.J. Abrams, others about the tone of the movie, also rumors that Rey, Finn, and Poe would spend the majority of the movie together. Now we could find out more about the rest of the movie. So I'm sure you guys saw the Red Letter Media predictions out there about them possibly using time travel, and the rumor that Matt Smith is a young emperor. I don't know if this has been denied or not, and I don't care. I wouldn't put it past him at all to do that. I just wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not going to read this whole thing because I don't care enough about Star Wars. So there's reshoots. Are you surprised? It's J.J. Abrams. There's freaking reshoots. News, the Orville Identity Part 2 is nominated for Outstanding Visual Effects, Emmy, plus nominated for 3 Saturn Awards. D. Artist Jewelry, thank you very much. Well, that's good. They probably won't win because they're the Orville, but they won in our hearts, and that's the only place that matters. A wild hair. A wild hair. Okay. Yeah. It just didn't come across in translation in the super chat. I am sorry. I can go read it again though. Hang on. Reporting Walt's last hair. As I said, this is I'm Michael for $5. Also, Fox and other news stations are reporting Walt's last hair did a stealth visit to Disneyland and pitched a fit after. Last air. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I'll worry. I got to move on. Sorry. Okay. Tamrocks for $30. Have a coffee on me. Well, thank you. I can buy a lot of coffee for that. That pretty much covers my coffee for 2 weeks. That'll cover my coffee through Vegas because yes, after this, I turn right around and I'm going to the Star Trek convention in Vegas, which is gonna, I don't know. It's got some, well, there's not a lot of shine on Star Trek, but what little there was is taken away because they're doing a panel here at Comic-Con. I wonder how the people at Star Trek feel about getting seconds on that one. My prediction: test screenings pissed about no Luke. Hamill brought back to shoot new scenes. I agree with that prediction. Yes. So what brings about reshoots? Test screenings. Apparently Picard's test screenings are just, there's no helping it, but we'll find out. We're going to find out. We are going to find out. All right. I'm going to get to the chat a little bit and what time we got here. Okay. But thank you for the Orville news. That is good news. That is good news. Yeah, it is funnier that way. Last air. Well, it was written as hair. So I was like, I just read what I'm given, but it's air. Walt's last air did a stealth visit to Disneyland and pitched a fit afterwards. Yeah, air is H-E-I-R, not H-A-I-R. Somebody just wrote something in Russian. I can't read that. Can I translate it though? But Lena, thank you. Or unless you're calling me a jerk, but thank you anyway. Go to your P.O. box when you get back home. More coffee, Black Rifle coffee waiting for you. Thank you, Bruce Lombardo. I just finished off my last bag. It was fantastic. The picture and the stream are lagging. Yeah, they're going to lag. They're going to lag. This is just going to be crap internet. So sorry for that. But here, I can fix a little bit of that. One moment. Let me resync it. I have to get rid of the stupid websites I was looking at because they're dragging the system. Plus, I think I still have my Photoshop on, which I should not. Let me get that off. Let's see if there's anything else on. Yeah, there is. There's some stuff going on in the background. We will get rid of that. That should sync stuff back up. Hopefully that works. It's better not be porn. You're damn right. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for joining me. This was kind of a last minute thing. So yeah, there's going to be no set schedule. I'm just going to jump on when I have a chance. And there'll be more today. Take a look at Nerdrotic Live because I'll probably live stream when I'm out in the world on there. And then Jeremy and I are going to meet up tomorrow. But I will be at the meetup at 5 p.m. And I look forward to seeing you guys at Lestat's on Adams. And again, they have an event at 7. I don't want to interrupt it, but listen, I'm only expecting a couple people, if any, show up. And if you don't, I'll just have a cup of coffee and hang out. I'm fine. I'm fine. So yes, my experience in the world. So being on YouTube, you always run the risk of you never know who's watching. All right. So the first time I was recognized in public for not being a comic shop owner or not an old friend going, hey, for the channel was at Contact in the Desert. and somebody just came up and said hi, like the channel, and I didn't hear him at first. I was like all in my phone, and I had my headphones on, so I almost blew off the first person to come up and say in person to thank me for the channel. Glad I didn't, because I pulled my headphones on. I'm sorry. Second time that's happened was here in Hillcrest, and it wasn't a positive experience. We'll just say that. We'll just leave it at that. Well, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen if you have opinions. But they, I didn't get called anything bad or anything. They just agreed with what my shirt said. So, and I'm like, what? And he's like, you are a big villain. I'm like, oh, okay. And yeah, he elaborated, and it sucked. But that's fine. I went and got my coffee and I left. And that is life. My shirt says Big Villain. It's from Venture Brothers. So it's the Big Villain, Little Villain Mentor Program. It's from Venture Brothers. Disco does suck. Disco does suck. It's like Doctor Who Series 12. It's a bad experience. Yes, Doctor Who Series 11 was a bad experience. Everything about that. I'm probably going to do a video on this, but I might not. Maybe I'll just tell you guys here, because nobody cares about Doctor Who anymore. Like, nobody cares. Even the interest in people not liking it, but people are just, apathy is set in, and that's what's happening to Star Wars right now. The apathy is set in. Once people are done being pissed, they move on. And that's what's happening with Star Wars. That's what's happening to Doctor Who. Doctor Who is going to, it's going to be a fart in the wind when Series 12 comes out. Nobody's, it might get boosted ratings in the beginning. Then that's it. That's why they can't decide whether or not to put out a special this year, because they're panicking right now. So just because you can observe it, there's nothing going on. If they, I had a conversation with somebody who I will remain anonymous. I'm not going to say male or female, that's connected to something Doctor Who podcast white, we'll say. And this conversation was interesting because this person brought up, if you were really behind Jodie, if they were really truly behind Jodie, them being the BBC, she would be on world tour right now. There's lots of cons. There's one happening right now that she's not attending. Now, I know she's shooting right now, but they bring people to con in the middle of shoots all the time. This is about promoting your series. This is about solidifying that I am the Doctor, like it or not, I'm here. And you know what? Maybe trying to reach out to the fans you alienated. Maybe try to reach out to the fans and try to charm them and win them over, put some work into it. But the BBC is not behind this. They don't really care. Nobody ever really cares. They make these casting decisions like Bond and like just any casting decision, and they don't really care about it. They want the big splash, and then they expect the access media to do the work for them. But they themselves, if they actually cared about this shit, they would be rolling Jodie out everywhere with a freaking TARDIS, with some recognizable Doctor Who villains like Cybermen and Daleks, and this would be your big reset of Doctor Who. This is pushing your reset button. This is like, we are behind this 100%. It's like starting a new series. Put that much behind it. But what did they do? Female Doctor, Access Media does their work, and then they didn't do shit after that. And then they did her the disservice of making all of her episodes political, when they could have just made fun sci-fi. And the worst anybody could ever say is, well, I'm not really into the female Doctor, but it's written pretty well. It's pretty good. I can't say it's bad. I'm just not really into it. That would be probably my reaction if it was written well. And you would have a ton of fans, but no, they think they succeeded. They actually have rationalized in their minds that they have succeeded, even though they can't sell a freaking toy. The only thing you see is stupid pop vinyls, which are the worst thing in the world. They really are, even though I did sell them back in the day. They're just paint jobs on a little plastic round thing. That's it. They're nothing special. And they have one action figure. If they really believed in this, there'd be multiple action figure lines. There'd be a new TARDIS playset. There'd be the UK version of Legos. I forgot what they're called. And Legos here in the States. She'd be on tour. It would be everywhere. It would be everywhere. The only Doctor Who thing I saw that I haven't seen the complete list was they're going to promote the Titan comics, and I'll be there. I'll see how many people are actually there. But they don't give a shit about any of this stuff. They got what they wanted because the Access Media does the work for them. And that's the only reason they exist now. God, Tim Pool had the term for it. All they do is I think 3 or 4 sources create all the information and then everybody else just copies it. Taika Waititi signs on to write and direct Thor 4 news on comicbook.com. That is cool. That might be good news, or it might not be. It might not be. It depends. His Thor was, I was okay with Ragnarok, but a lot of the humor turned a lot of people off. And I don't know if I'd want to see another film like that. So we'll see. We'll see, Thunder. Thank you, Thunder Robots, for $5. You going to Gallifrey 1 in February? Gallifrey 1 in February. Is that over there in maybe? It depends though. If it's all Jodie centric, I don't want to go to that. I don't want to. If it's Star Trek convention is going to be it's going to be JJ Trek centric, which is going to suck because this is the first one I've been to in a long time. But I want to see other Star Trek stuff. Plus, it's in Vegas, so if the convention sucks, I can just go to Vegas and I'm fine. We'll see. We'll see. Unhinged Crank. I'm going to. It looks like I'm going to the UK in September. So if there's anything going on in September, I'll probably go. Care for a Jelly Baby for £5. I've been a Doctor Who fan all my life, but after Series 11, it's dead to me. Back to watching Tom Baker era. Yeah, there's plenty of old stuff. By the way, I love Ford Prefect in your avatar. Love it. That's all I care. That's all I do right now too. Even some of the Big Finish stuff is getting a little woke for me. But I have not. I have a long way to go before I've heard all the Big Finish stuff. So I've got that, and I'm fine. Yeah, Doctor Who's dead. There's no way kids are interested in these stories. There's no fracking way. Yeah, there might be some outlier, but kids aren't interested in this stuff. And if you lose this Doctor Who was a fun thing to do with the family. And now I was the last one watching it, and I to review it, yes, but it's going to crash land. It's going to crash land, and this will probably be it, unless the BBC really wants to concern themselves with telling a good story. But considering what we've heard, it's all going to be agendized, all political, same bullshit as Series 11, but maybe worse. Pop vinyls are Beanie Babies 2.0, says Chris Baxter, $2. Yes. People were calling them that when they came out, and they were right. They were correct. Peter Dinklage as the next Doctor. I would be back instantly. And the thing is, Doctor Who is the one franchise that could do it, that could actually regenerate, make everything okay again. But they won't. They flat out won't do it. Disney feminist Star Wars is crap. It is. Pop vinyls are ugly. I've always thought that. Moons of Madness. Never been a fan of them. I've been gifted a couple, and anytime I'm gifted something, I keep it. But no. John Pertwee. Love John Pertwee, the Lethal Diva. Love him. I've got some plans in the work with Bull's Trek. He and I are going to be doing some Doctor Who stuff together. So look forward to that. Eric K. at Nerdrotic, Thor Ragnarok. The one thing I could not get over was the fact that Thor, the God of Thunder, got shocked and was out. LOL, they should have done it to Hela Loki's daughter. Damn, I miss La Jolla. La Jolla's nice, Eric. Although I haven't been through there yet, but I will be. Yeah, Thor Ragnarok was eye candy, and once it was consumed and done, I liked it at the time, but it's just You wasted the Planet Hulk storyline, and I didn't like Valkyrie. I know everybody loves Tessa Thompson. I don't. I think Tessa Thompson plays the same thing in every damn thing she does. Um, yeah. The only thing she did decent was in season 1 of Westworld. Doctor Who cannot die fast enough. It can't. So would you guys, I don't know. My last Doctor Who video did shitty, like freaking terrible. The worst performing video in a year. But I recently did a Doctor Who video that did gangbusters. So I would consider that the subject matter, people are just over it. They don't care if the Cybermen are coming back. They give two shits. They don't care that the Jadoon are coming back. The only thing that would bring interest into Jodie Whittaker's season 12 or series 12, depending on which side of the pond you're on, bringing David Tennant back. That would be the only thing. No one cares about Doctor Who. No, they don't. They don't. I don't know if I even care enough to do a video right now. I actually recorded a video on the way down, a car video that I'll put it on Patreon. I'm not going to put it on the channel. And it's me saying that same thing. It's like, if they really gave a shit, if they gave a shit about this Bond stuff, Midnight's Edge has it right. They get the access media to work for them. And in a way, we might be, I don't know. I don't think we're helping. I think we're hurting them. That's why they come after us. That's why they change algorithms. That's why they try to suppress us. So please like, share, and subscribe as much as you can. If you're out there, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really does help keep things honest in Hollywood. I'm not always right. I'm not. But the one thing we do here in the Fandom Menace is call it the bullshit as much as possible. Try to keep it as real as possible. And maybe, just maybe, there's an outside chance we'll get our entertainment back to just being entertaining. Okay, I'm not asking for right-wing entertainment or left-wing entertainment. I just want something that is for everybody, truly for everybody. All this bullshit that they're telling us right now about inclusivity and diversity, they are actually counting out a good half of the country because, of course, it's a tired phrase, but the diversity of ideas, that's not happening right now. And that has to be the most important thing, because we are casting people on what's between their legs and what skin color they are prior to actually figuring out a good story, which you can certainly put that person in after you've thought of a good story. But Hollywood just goes, black female Bond, or BBC or whoever, we're done. Not BBC, but whoever owns James Bond. Yeah, it's so predictable. That's why it wasn't surprising at all that she's gonna be the star in a James Bond film. Daniel Craig is gonna look like an idiot next to her. And the only time Bond will be redeemed is when he figures out that she's the strong female. Yeah, I'm sure James Bond fans want to see that. I'm sure that is what they are just, you know what? I am tired of seeing James Bond in my James Bond films. You know what? I'm tired of seeing Luke Skywalker in my Star Wars films. Yep, I don't like Spider-Man. You know what? Let's make Spider-Man double gay. Let's just, not just gay. Let's make him double gay. I don't know if that's even a thing, but let's do it. Let's make the entire, you know what? Instead of, let's make a Marvel event. Let's just make the Marvel universe gay. Why don't they just make an entire gay? Let's just get it over with. Let's J.K. Rowling the world. I want to make J.K. Rowling listen, I think it's time. I think it's time that J.K. Rowling became a alt-right black male. I think we need to recast her as an alt-right black male. Who's with me? I really wish the BBC gives McGann another go. It's sad seeing him locked away to Big Finish for the most part. You know what the funniest thing is, Linus, 2017 Cougar? He's getting an action figure. Big Finish, Paul McGann, 8th Doctor is getting an exclusive action figure for some shop in the UK, which I will be buying. I am buying that. And it was Nicholas Horton who shot that to me. So they are so desperate that they're making action figures out of the Big Finish stuff because none of the boys, and I mean, when I say none of the boys, vast majority, of course, there's always some, who are going to go out there and buy a Jodie figure. None of the boys are buying a Jodie figure. No kid who is a casual Doctor Who fan, no boy, no male is going to buy a Jodie Whittaker action figure. Now, if you're a hardcore fan and you need to have everything, even if you hate it, I don't know. I like all the Doctors in a weird way. There was only one that I strongly dislike, and it's Jodie. There's some that are better than others, but I don't hate any of them. This one, it's not Doctor Who. But to dial back to that conversation, we can't even have a conversation about that because, by the way, I'm going to state the obvious. It's totally okay to not like Jodie as the Doctor. It is. It is completely okay. Don't ever feel bad. And that is some people within the Doctor Who, it's their word, not mine, community, which, can be a little insular and cliquish and gatekeeperish. One of the ways they are gatekeepers is if you are against Jodie, you are an istophobe, and that is it. You're alt-right. You're causing, according to one YouTuber, you're causing climate change. So, there's some crazy shit out there. Got a job interview in 5 minutes. Wish me luck. Echo Base Network. Good luck. You will get that job. You will get that job, my friend. Thank you for the $1.99. Thank you for the $5. We're going to end this one. I got to get out and meet some family, and it'll be on nerdrotic.com in a little bit. It'll be an audio version on iTunes, and it will also be on Nerdrotic Live. And good luck to you out there. Now, Thursday, big announcement. We'll be talking about that soon. Everybody tell Jeremy to drive safe. Keep both hands on the wheels. And I will see you all very soon. May the free folks sing songs of your great.